get the most amazing skies. Clouds do dramatic things. If skies were singers, this one sings opera. I ought to be making a time lapse of these clouds. So it's the middle of April. This half of the bathroom looking fabulous. When you turn to this side, we're really glad there's such a wonderful shower curtain here because it's not fabulous yet. No, sir. It's an unfinished mess. And in fact, we even got some water down in and had to remove some of the insulation. He's had the time. He has the materials. I know he has the skills. I'm going to wind up doing it, and I don't have the skills. I don't know what else to say. I have seen the rain falling on a sunny day. There you go. That's the kitchen. Very simple. There's a screen behind the crates so that I can get ventilation to the interior. And this, when not in use, just ships away in the corner there. I might do something more. But, I mean, once this is packed with stuff, it should be fine. And then I just pull it back up and pull it out, and it's a two-hander job. Anyway, that's good enough for me. I want it simple. This can all be unscrewed and removed, and then this deal can be used as a utility trailer. That's it. That's it. And this is just a pole. That's it. And here's what it looks like from the inside. Lots of ventilation. So that'll really help on those hot, humid summer nights. And if I close it, that stops the heat loss. And then there were two. Yesterday, I gave away my finches. I had advertised one finch to give away. And was planning to take the other one, the Lady Gouldian, with me because I quite like him. He's a sweet bird. I thought I'll just stick him in the portable cage and off we'll go, and I'll have two birds to wrangle. Now, I wasn't too keen on having two birds to wrangle on this trip. I'm not keen on having a parrot to wrangle on this trip. Rehoming him is that he's had that happen too many times in his life, and he's not going to know the difference between boarding and rehoming, so we'll just go ahead and bring him along and let that be that. So Sam's coming with me and Timmy's coming with me. So the reason I got rid of the Gouldian was because as I was chatting with the fellow who came to pick up the green singer, he was telling me about his birds and how he cares for them and about how he really loves the Gouldians, but unfortunately only has the female, so he's not able to make it sing, but he's hoping sometime to get a male like mine. And he was talking about how he feeds them and cares for them. In my mind, I'm thinking, my God, he takes better care of them than I do. And it was pretty obvious he's a hobbyist because he came with a finch carry cage. Seemed like a very honest person. So what do you think of a barbecue smoker that can't take the heat? What the actual, huh? It's looking really good. Yum, 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 yum. I should turn on the thermometer. It might be done. I do need to retie it, but that's how the kayak's going to go on. And the other side, I'm going to have the solar panel. And that's what the roof rack is for, kayak and a ladder. They're locked, so nobody's going to be walking off with it. Down here, I've got spare fuel for the smart car, and this is the stand for the parrot cage, so that I can take him out when I'm camping, and I can set him up in the campsite in his cage, right out in the open. on the stand. That is like totally weird and totally gross. Wow. So I gave my 2 finches away, and the guy who took them saw that cage and was like, oh, I'd love to have that. And I said, if you're willing to take it down, you can have it. He was, and it's gone. Well, that's as good as it's going to get. I used the steam, and I used the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. And, I mean, you could go at it with bleach and cleanser and stuff, but the reality is the paint is damaged and stained. And I need to repaint the kitchen. And this kitchen is due for a renovation. So next year, you'll have to get the bathroom finished still, but the plan for me is next year is to do the kitchen. Move some appliances around, add some cupboards. I want to put cupboards here. And, of course, repaint. I took my car in yesterday morning, and it is now 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the next day, and they still haven't got it done yet. Whew, it's been a tiring week. Monday, I took my car in for service. They kept it overnight because the trailer wiring that I asked them to fix was more difficult than they thought. By 10 o'clock in the morning, it was washed and ready to go. And the girl called my home phone number, even though it was circled that she should call my cell phone number. And she was told that, and all she got was voicemail, and was thinking, oh, must not be home. I guess you'll get the voicemail. And she just left a voicemail. I don't check voicemail on that number anymore. It's just a spam trap. That's all it is. You'd think after a couple hours, somebody like, oh, did you call that customer? Yeah, I called. She'd be like, I should try the cell phone. The one that's written on the paper and circled, but I called several times trying to get through to say, hey, is my car ready? I called at noon, I called at 1, I called at 2. I mean, I called a few, I think I called at 10, noon, and 2 p.m. And at no point would anyone answer the phone down there. Receptionist would send me through, and I'd get shunted to voicemail, and still nobody thought, oh, you know, we should try calling that customer again. So 5 o'clock, I finally got through to someone, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's ready to go. And I'm like, well, you know, better send me a shuttle. Oh, yeah, it's ready for pickup. And I says, well, you better send me a shuttle. Oh, you need a ride? Yeah, I told you guys that too. So they send the nearest guy who's got a spare minute with a car, because the shuttle's done for the day. Anyway, by then it was too late to do any of my errands, so I've been doing them this morning, and oh, man, I'm so over dealing with people. Okay, I go into the electronics store. I'm trying to find parts to put together a solar system as cheap as I can, and I know I'm not spending a lot of money, so I'm not really important and all that stuff, but what really cheesed me, you start out, they've got that look on their face like I wonder how much I'm going to have to coddle this little girl. You know, like, oh, she knows a few big words. She's really out of her, you know, she's really out of her league now. She wants to fake smart. Ah, how cute. She wants us to think she knows what she's talking about. That's cute. She's learned to memorize some words. I get that look, you know, and it is. It years and years and years of it. I know the look. And you know, and there's also the whole, my God, is that woman ever ugly thing that's starting to happen now, as I age and masculinize, which just adds to the disrespect, but maybe we'll cut down on the flirting, because that happened too. The guy's giving me some answers, and I'm like, beautiful, yes, beautiful. And he says, oh, well, I know I'm beautiful. You know, I'm like, oh, you have yes, of course, you have a beautiful mind. He says, oh, just my mind? And I says, well, yeah, I'm really not into that. And he just, and I just came out of there, because by then I was already feeling so very self-conscious. And this is the thing that happens when I go out and deal with strangers in public, is I get more and more self-conscious as the day winds up. Because almost everything I ever want to go out and deal is in the man's world. Everything I want to do is part of the men's world purvey. That's why, more than anything, I've always felt like a man, because everything that interests me, all of my, the way I walk, the way I stand, the way I talk, not my voice, but my gestures and my vocabulary. And a lot of these people who work in these places with men's interests, they not only don't expect to deal with women, but to a degree, they don't want to deal with women. All right? I don't think we really understand that fully, just how much they don't want to deal with women. Women have a different way of being. I have trouble dealing with women. Yet again, another reason, whenever I go somewhere where there's a social situation, I'm shoved in with the women, and I don't know how to deal with them. The only way I know how to deal with women is I want to flirt with them. That's just, and that doesn't work. No. It doesn't take long before I'm out, And I'm not, I don't identify as a lesbian. I never did. And since I'm bisexual, it never mattered. But anyway, what a stressful day as a result. But on the upside, I found a $30 charge controller. Yes. And I found the extension cable I needed for the Wi-Fi antenna. Yes. Thursday morning, we have snow again. Yes. It is snowing today. East of the city, it's snowing hard. But we're just getting... Well, anyway, if it was rain, it would be a lot wetter. Here's a trick for you. I may add a little more flavor to this, some herbs, but this is a chicken ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put in the oven. I haven't unbagged it yet. I'll give everything a rinse. This is the fatty portion of boiled down stock. The gelatinous portion is in the dehydrator, but this had too much fat in it. So I'm going to take this, using a basting brush, I'm going to paint it onto the chicken and pour leftover in, and this will give the chicken so much more flavor than a mere roast chicken has. And I think I'm going to add a selection of nice flavors like garlic and marjoram and parsley and all that kind of thing into this so that it aromatizes the chicken. Oh, and salt and pepper. So this is about how much you get from one batch of soup. I'd say there's about a cup there, maybe 6 ounces, 6 to 8 ounces of powdered soup that can just be reconstituted with water. Just stick it in a cup with water. I'm planning to use garlic powder and an egg when I do it, and mix it in with the egg, then add hot boiling water, and that's going to make a really nice beverage. Ooh, brr, it's cold in this bus. I do not need to clean out the ashes, I don't think, from the previous fire. They're not that thick. I'm going to let them stick. I'm going to load up the fire, the wood stove. And then, once you get the fire going, I'll show you why I work so far on the solar panel. This is the panel. Nothing new here, except the wiring is new. So the panel has the wires coming out, and I've attached those. I've got a solar charger here. And I've used one of these, and I've labeled it. So then we've got here, and you plug this wire. Oh, it's already got something plugged in. That gets plugged in to the power box. A summer addiction. Oh God. It's a drug, I swear it. We feed this to our kids. Well, I made a sheet of vegan leather. I know, it's horrible. I'm going to oil it and see what I can do with it. If you're going to try and do this, you definitely need a proper frame to stretch it. Something that'll clamp it evenly and equally on all sides. That will help with the wrinkling. I'm going to experiment with it though. That's what the idea is. And meanwhile, the bin that it was growing in is in the trailer. And I'm dumping everything that has to do with electrical and or electronics into that bin to make it easy for me. So it's getting used. I still have to figure out where all my power bars are. I might just grab that one. So much to do. It's so hard not to get overwrought. It's also exciting. And what's in the tree? Wow. Pretty cool, huh? So this is the conclusion of my vegan leather experiment. I've oiled it now. It's a flexible, tough, waterproof product that nobody wants. I may find a use for it, I don't know. But yeah, once it's oiled, it loses its brittle and you can actually use it for something. We'll find out what, but this is the last one I'm going to do. I just wanted to get a full sheet and see what I could do with it. The bus system in this city is unacceptable. There should be more frequent buses than once every half hour or once every hour, for one thing. I shouldn't have to be, 45 minutes early to use the bus system. And that's kind of how it works out to be. Then they need more routes. Like they need to cover more territory. Anyway, I never used the bus at all today. I took the bridge and I went downtown. And I stopped at the bus depot thinking if my bus is there, I'll take the bus the rest of the way home. 17-minute wait for the next bus. So I went and I had bubble tea, and that probably took, I don't know how long it took to drink my bubble tea. I have no sense of time, but I was still sitting at 17 minutes for the next bus when I checked my phone. It's got an app called a transit app that the city recommends, and it just keeps telling me that I just missed my bus, or got half an hour to wait, hour to wait. It's like I gave up. I finished riding my bike the rest of the way. I could have taken a regular bike. The upside of the folder is I was able to bring it into the doctor office with me. The doctor says everything seems to be progressing normally. The HRT is working well. She said my levels are as high as they need to be, and that it wouldn't be healthy or safe to up them just for my impatience wanting to see results. That yes, it goes quite slowly when you're older, and it goes slowly anyway, and see you in 6 months, and looks like my liver's doing well, and on the upside, I've lost weight and lowered my blood pressure in the last little while, so, yeah, frustrating day with the tape and the bus, and the bike seat kept every time I hit a bump, the bike seat would lower just a little bit. Not so you really noticed, but you did eventually notice. It was maddening. Anne's messaging me. This is very expensive tape. This is all I have left. It's barely enough to reach across. And look what it's doing. Really badly. Like, I can't get a full run off this paper for nothing. The worst part about this, I paid $25 for 6 feet of tape. That's $2 a foot. Okay, so I finally started to get a leading edge. Now I'm going to have to work very carefully, putting it down and peeling it as I go, because it's got to be stretched as it's applied. It really just wanted to get me into a place where I would have to climb on the trailer and lean awkwardly over it to reach the peel zone before it decided it would start fraying the peel again. And now that it's stuck in the middle of the trailer, it's really difficult to work with. So yeah, this is an exercise in frustration and patience. And I have a limited amount of time to complete this task, just to make sure that the exercise is really good. Boy, I tell you, I deserve a PhD in patience for pulling that one off. Wow. Let's see if it works. Oh, that's gonna do a good job. Keeping the moisture and the spruce needles and crap out of there. You bet. That'll cut down on the leakage quite a bit. Now, if only there was a way to fix that. Water. If water gets up under here, nothing stops it because this lid doesn't fit properly. I'd have to replace the whole thing. I'm really in a mood. After screwing around with peeling paper, hair that keeps falling out and now won't fit under a hat, and I have to wear a hat today. It's 45 minutes from now I have an appointment, so I thought, well, I've got my folder bike. I'll take my folder bike on the bus and I'll bike back. Except that you can't catch a bus less than an hour in advance of where you need to be in this city. It left a minute ago. The only bus that would have worked. And from previous experience, I know how unlikely it is that that bus would have worked. That's why I was bringing the bike, so I could get home, because I have never gotten home by bus in this city. Ever. I always wind up walking from downtown. Now I got to fight with a hat. I'm in such a mood! There I was thinking I get a PhD level in patience. No, I just deferred my impatience to my hair, which will not stay out of the way. This is why men chop their hair off, because they have to hide it, because people want to make comments. Let's see if I can explain my day so far. I missed the bus by 1 minute at home, so I grabbed the folder bike. And I thought, okay, I'll ride the bike downtown and I'll catch a bus there and skip going up the bridge. All the way there, I keep having to get off and adjust the bike. The steering wheel's loose, so my steering's loose. Then my seat keeps, and yes, every time I hit a bump, my seat goes down about 1/4 inch. So I have to stop and adjust it periodically. So I get downtown, noticing rain clouds are forming and arriving, and ask my phone again what bus. Oh, you missed it by 1 minute again. The next one's in 20. So I go to the transit office to say, hey, guys, what should I do? Where is the bus? You know, how do I find the bus that I want? How do I get to where I need to go? Oh, she looks at my bike, which I have folded up and am carrying. Oh, you can't bring that in here. So I just lambasted her, told her it was the worst bus system I've ever seen. I've never managed to take a ride on it all the way there and back to anywhere. And I stormed out. And that's still true. I still have not been able to navigate the city with the bus system that we have. Seriously, frustrating. And now, I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. Well, I was late, but I got here on time and early because I had set my appointment early to make sure I had room for having a day like this, which is what I had. So my appointment time came up, and the previous attendee is going in to see my doctor, so I guess I'm not late. They are. I don't mind that so much. Really, the only thing I mind is not being able to use the bus system. Well, Dr. Arneson was nice as usual, and I'm not going to try catching a bus home. It's all downhill, and I want to stop at my favorite place for bubble tea. So that's what I'm going to do. I was just thinking it feels cold enough for snow. What do you want to bet? That is snow. Snow. What a day I had though, huh? I'm so tired. It's time for coffee. And I think I'll just Minecraft the day away. Why not? I don't know if you've seen me wear these glasses before. I've had these frames for a while. They were my close-up for computer and stuff. And I recently got new lenses put in, and these are, you'll be seeing these on me a lot. $270 they cost just for the lenses, because I already had the frames. And I was looking at some frames in there, just kind of browsing, and frames are like $500 now. I see now why people are going into those discount places, because they simply can't afford quality glasses. But these will last me. And she says she can repair my favorite ones with the wrenches and the nuts, so I can leave them with her over the summer. They will remain just driving, I think. I don't know. I mean, I've got a lot of choices. I could set them up for something else. And I'll have all summer to think about it. It's just a couple of days worth of dust here. Just a couple of days. It's awful. This is a cereal I can eat. Many people would say it's too expensive. But I only eat it like once a week. And I only eat a tiny bit. And it's like comfort food. I really like it. Even though it's like $8 to $12 a box.